You're very welcome to this year's highlights video. It's been an extraordinary year, not just at UCD, but around the world, as the COVID-19 pandemic has transformed the society and the way things are being done. But of course, the year didn't start like that. From September through to March, we were operating in a fairly normal world. And we started the year on a highlight with the launch of our UCD Rising to the Future strategy in December. That strategy contained 4 strategic themes which have underpinned our activities going forward. The 4 themes were creating a sustainable global society, transforming through digital technology, building a healthy world, and empowering humanity. We started, as I said, in a fairly normal world where we were able to celebrate the success of many of our alumni. In particular, in November, we celebrated the achievements of several of our key alumni in our Alumni Awards ceremony. UCD remains Ireland's largest and most globally engaged university. We now have over 300,000 alumni who are based in some 184 countries around the world. We have 42 alumni chapters which are supporting those alumni. This year saw a number of events around the world, though in the latter part of the year we had to move that connection online. And we've had a variety of events which have allowed alumni around the world to continue to engage with the university, including characters in conversation events and celebrations which can be accessed by people wherever they are in the world. The COVID-19 pandemic obviously changed the way that we interacted with our students, the way we interacted with society. At UCD, we were very happy to support the national response to the pandemic, and particularly through the National Virus Reference Laboratory, which we host here at UCD, the director of which is Dr. Cillian de Gascon. The contact tracing centre that was established at UCD by Pat Wall and Mary Codd. There's been a significant amount of research done across the university to support the national fight against the virus. A particularly significant project headed by Colin Keogh was a project to create ventilator components using 3D printers. This was a way that 3D printers, which were distributed across the university and across the community, could be put to use in terms of addressing the shortage which was experienced in ventilators early on. Our medical students and our nursing and midwifery students also played a very significant role in terms of the national response to the pandemic, particularly early on when they went into work in the hospitals. We arranged for the medical students to graduate early in May so that they could become fully fledged doctors on the front line, doing their part to fight the pandemic. There have been many UCD alumni playing very significant roles on the front line of the battle against the virus, notably the Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Tony Houlihan, and the Deputy Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Ronan Glynn. In addition, professors like Paddy Mellon have been making comments to the media and giving advice. In September, over 4,000 students graduated, but they graduated virtually through 14 separate conferring ceremonies where colleges and schools were able to get some very high-profile speakers to give encouraging messages to the graduates.
In March this year, we had to move the entire university online. That included all of the teaching and learning, the IT supports, the facilities to allow our staff to support students remotely, and all of the business processes of the university as well. While it may have appeared that the university was closed during this period, in fact, many students remained living on campus, and UCD Estate Services ensured that those students could continue their studies and progress through their programs. In addition, many students came onto the campus as their accommodation needs changed outside the university.
The advent of the COVID-19 pandemic in the spring posed huge challenges for our research and innovation activities in UCD, and I was so proud of the way our research community responded. They immediately mobilised to support the front line, delivering protective equipment and human resources down to where they were most immediately needed. They supported all aspects of the medical response to the disease, including drug trials. Very significant international networks were pulled in there. They worked to develop technological resources that support the protection against the disease. They worked on epidemiological modelling and on behavioural science, advising government, and working with their international networks to make sure that Ireland was at the forefront of research activities. And also, of course, our researchers examined the cultural and social and economic implications of the pandemic, sharing their expertise and delivering training where it is most needed.
Despite the challenging environment, the achievements of UCD continue to be recognised through the various rankings. We were particularly pleased this year to be ranked number 1 in Ireland in the US News and World Report Global University Rankings. This is the first time that we've been ranked number 1 in Ireland in that particular ranking. In the QS Employability Rankings, we were again ranked number 1 in Ireland. That's the 3rd year in a row that we've been number 1 in that particular ranking. In the overall QS rankings, we moved up 8 places to 177. The business school continued their exceptional performance with their executive MBA being ranked 32 in the world and 15th in Europe. So despite the challenges, our success continues to be recognised through the various rankings. We were very pleased this year to get approval from the Chinese Ministry of Education for 2 more joint international colleges based in China. We will now be the only university in the world to have 3 such joint international colleges. We established some time ago the Beijing-Dublin International College, and as of September 2020, we will also have the Guangzhou-Dublin International College and the Chang'an-Dublin International College.
So this year we had great recognition in the Fulbright Scholarships Program. 10 of the university's brightest scholars gained recognition and awards to teach and research in prestigious US institutions. We achieved more than 9,000 first preferences in the CAO applications, reinforcing the fact that UCD remains the destination of first choice for Irish students. In response to the changes in the Leaving Certificate, the university increased its places by 7%. Taking in approximately 4,500 students this year.
It's been an extraordinary year for us in UCD in our activity in research, innovation and impact. We saw the launch of major national funding programmes within UCD, one in precision oncology, and the renewal of other major funding programmes in data science and in food for health. A major focus for us during the year was European research funding, and once again there we saw major success. We've had new European Research Council awards, such as Geraldine Meany's in the area of the cultural impacts of migration, Frederick Diaz looking at ocean waves, which has implications to do with climate science and renewable energy, and Kath Brown in the area of social polarisation. Another major European funding programme is the one led by Professor Maria Bagramian in the area of trust in expertise, and Professor Carl LaRue is leading a major initiative in the area of obesity. So these are all major research topics, and we're delighted to be studying them with the aid of European funding and with our European partners. European funding is really important to us in UCD with the launch of Horizon Europe and the EU Green Deal. So there are huge opportunities in which our researchers can contribute. A number of UCD researchers won major national awards this year. Kevin O'Connor, who works in the bioeconomy, is the SFI Researcher of the Year, and Liam Gallagher, a very distinguished cancer researcher, won the SFI Award for Entrepreneurship. Professor David Farrell won the IRC, the Irish Research Council Impact Award, for his many contributions in the area of political systems and also participative democracy, most recently seen to such spectacular effect in the Citizens' Assembly project. Professor Kathleen Lynch won the Irish Research Council Award for Equality and Participation, which was presented by President Higgins, and reflects our great commitment and Kathleen's lifelong commitment to this area. Professor Catherine Godson won the IAIS Award for Women in Science. Professor Emily Pine won the UCD Impact Case Study Award for her work with the survivors of child abuse. We won 2 awards from Knowledge Transfer Ireland for our work in licensing of technologies and in collaborative research. We had a number of major facilities investments in the area of innovation. The major extension to Nova UCD to cater for more outstanding spin-in and spin-out companies was completed in one of the old estate houses on our campus, and we succeeded in winning funding for an AgTech innovator hub on the Lions Farm, supporting innovation activity in our vital agri-food sector. A really exciting project to be personally involved in over the past year has been the Belfield 50 project, where we've been conducting research about the history of our wonderful Belfield campus, to be rolled out over the coming year as part of a celebration of 50 years since Belfield became the university's main campus. One aspect of the past year that I personally will never forget is the great honour of attending the canonisation of our founder, Cardinal, now Saint John Henry Newman, in the Vatican.
In October, I was very pleased to attend the centenary celebration for UCD Engineering, which was held in O'Reilly Hall. The UCD Festival has become a real feature of the UCD calendar in recent years. Unfortunately, this year we had to move it online, but it was still an incredible success, with a range of talks and activities being held over a total of 3 days. And having the festival online this year meant that our graduates from around the world could participate. So we had a much bigger participation of people from overseas than we've ever seen before. We hope to make the online component a regular feature of our festivals going forward.
UCD Ladies Hockey claimed their 7th senior title after they were given permission to complete this year's season. A strong first quarter performance against their opponents Pegasus put them on track to take their 3rd title in 4 years. Superb performances in the Irish Life Health Championships saw UCD athletes claim 3 podium finishes. This year, more than 500 students were honoured in the Bank of Ireland AUC Sports Awards ceremony in May. The ceremony is held every summer to honour and recognise our sportsmen and women and their achievements during the year. World Cup hockey ace Lena Theis was named UCD Sportsperson of the Year in the 2019-20 ceremony. In March 2019, UCD Ad Astra alumni Ciara McGeehan and UCD Ad Astra scholar Mark English both took home medals in the European Indoor Championships. The 2 athletes were competing in the 1500 metre and 800 metre respectively and put in incredible efforts to secure their medals. UCD takes great pride in the pastoral care and supports that it provides to its students. And during the year, we further enhanced the supports in our counselling, in student health, and in the wider student support services. Our student advisors, counsellors, and health supports were all available to our students during this very difficult period. We believe diversity in our community is an essential component of an excellent education experience. Different perspectives and ideas brought together by different people really reinforce the diversity of educational experience that we offer. The University for All initiative is designed to create an environment in the university where all students feel welcome and belong. We continue to promote health and well-being in the UCD community through our Healthy UCD initiative. Activities including the Healthy UCD Bootcamp for staff and the elective module on health, nutrition and well-being for students are just 2 examples under this initiative.
This has been an extraordinarily difficult year, not just for UCD, but for the whole world. I've been incredibly impressed and pleased with the way that the UCD community has risen to the challenge of the COVID-19 pandemic and the way that we've been able to continue to support our students as they continue on their learning journeys. I'd like to thank everyone that supported us through this time, our alumni, our philanthropists, our industry partners. Thank you all for your support, particularly those of you that have supported the COVID-19 emergency appeal, but all of you who have given of your time and your resources to us at this particularly difficult time. Though this has been a very challenging year, we're well positioned to move forward from these challenges. Our Rising to the Future strategy positions us well to contribute to the global challenges of creating a sustainable global society, of transforming through digital technology, of building a healthy world and empowering humanity. It's going to be an exciting but challenging journey, and I hope that you'll join us on it.